You know, every year Brenda has her teams ready to play. It doesn't matter who she has. You know, she does a great job of coaching the kids, and they play hard for her. And I just told my kids a minute ago, this team's going to come out and play hard for 40 minutes. So we have to play for 40 minutes as well.
You see some of the scores, Coach, and they're very lopsided.
Yeah.
It's indicative of turning the basketball over. When your team does not turn the basketball over, as they did not against Mount St. Mary's, you get out of there with a win. When they turn it over prolifically, in some cases, it's gotten out of hand.
And, you know, that's big for us, is taking care of the basketball. And we've been doing different things in practice to look at it a little closer to see why we're turning it over so much. Just careless mistakes. You know, we try to rush shots. We try to rush passes that aren't there. So I got them down. We're slowing it down a lot, and we're just taking our time to get through our plays and make sure we don't turn the ball over. You can't win basketball games turning the ball over 28 times.
A staple of Coach Freeze and her teams. They get to the glass. They come in today after 12 games, nearly plus 10 on the boards.
Yeah, and that's one thing I tell we got to box out. You know, we got to box. Everybody has to box out. We got to box out as a team. And if I can put the water cooler out there to box somebody out, then we will. You know, everybody's got to box someone out.
Tell me about the athleticism of the Terrapins, because in years gone by, she's had some kids 6'3", 6'4", and thick. This seems like a leaner team, a little bit shorter, but they can go get it.
They're very athletic. You know, a very athletic team. They play hard, and they're going to play hard for 40 minutes. You know, they can shoot the ball well. They, like you said, they get to the basket. So I told them we got to defend. You know, we got to defend. We got to defend the three-point shot, because if you leave them open, they're going to knock down shots as well. They're shooting extremely well from the three-point line. So we got to defend inside and out.
So you know what 4 of the first 5 we're going to look like. Did you go back and look at Kristanaki at all and see what she brings, or is it basically out of that mold that Brenda has?
It's the same type of kid that she always has in our program, and she's going to come and play hard as well. We looked at some film on, and she can play. You know, she definitely can play, and I'm looking for it's a challenge for my kids. I'm looking for us to step up to see exactly how we're going to take it today.
All right, so let's get to it. Keys to victory here at home to pull the monumental upset in college basketball today.
Limit our turnovers, take care of the basketball, box out, and make shots. We've been struggling making shots on the offensive end, so we got to make shots.
I can't wait to get Dan Mason back on the headset, because that's almost identical to what I wrote down in the game notes. First thing, don't turn it over.
That's the key. I mean, we can't turn it over 24 times and expect to win, especially not against a team like Maryland. So you have to play the perfect game, and the perfect game is not turning the basketball over.
Again, happy holidays, and looking forward to the visit at halftime as well, Coach.
Thank you, same to you guys as well. Take care.
There it is, head coach Dwayne Burrows here on the Coppin State Sports Network, and with that, I welcome back in Dan Mason. I'm telling you, it's not rocket science sometimes when you're playing a top 15 team in the country, and they know what the challenge is, having already played West Virginia, having already played Baylor.
That's why it's important to play your game. I mean, keep your game plan. Stick to your basics. Stick to your fundamentals. You can't look at a team like Maryland and think you have a secret formula. You make your own game, make your own way. And he said it, Coach Burrows said it right. First thing out of his mouth was, don't turn the ball over. So, you know, you're right, Todd. You don't have to be a rocket scientist at all.
Now, that said, we talked about the height. If Maryland, let me rephrase that. When Maryland throws the press at them, you're going to have to throw over the top, and it's got to be a clean over the top.
Well, there's got to be a plan for that. I would imagine that Coach Burrows has worked on that all weekend long, because when you look at, let's shift over a little bit to the percentages now and look at the turnovers. You know, the Maryland has turned the ball over 15 times a game, but the Eagles 18 times a game. So wouldn't that be great if you could get that down to 10? That win or lose, if you're turning the ball 10 times, you turn over only 10 times, you made a really good position there. And then you look at field goal percentage. Maryland's shooting 47% from the floor. The Eagles are at 33. Three-pointers, Maryland at 38%, Eagles 27%. However, the Eagles are a better free throw shooting team than the Terps at 74% versus 71% for Maryland.
And I think those numbers get a little skewed because, and this is not a knock by any stretch of the imagination, and Coach Burrows mentioned it, Middle Tennessee threw everything in the kitchen sink at Genesis Lucas. Well, last game against Virginia Commonwealth, she had 30 attempts, Dan. So 7 makes 30 attempts. Those numbers sometimes get a little skewed because she's primarily the offense.
Well, I expect to see a really good game from Genesis tonight or this afternoon. And you can bet that Brenda Freeze has a game plan on how they're going to defend her, too.
So we're set up for another timeout in our Countdown to Tip-Off show. We'll step away for a 2-minute timeout here on the Coppin State Sports Network. back courtside at the PEC. That's the Physical Education Complex here at Coppin State University. Todd Bartley, Dan Mason with you. Getting set for the tip-off between Coppin State and Maryland in women's basketball. And for the Terrapins, Brenda Freese in her 16th year. 470 up, 143 down overall. And in Maryland, she's had tremendous success as well. Top 10 coming into this season in win percentage in college basketball. I know everybody's chasing Gino, fastest to 1,000. And, of course, she keeps doing what she does. She'll get there, too.
Well, she's in, I believe, 8th place right now. So, and she's got some pretty, and some of them are inactive above in the top 8. So she's got a ways to go, but, you know, this lady, she's on fire. 413 wins at Maryland, 470 overall, like you said. And there's not that many losses either.
So she'll deploy out of Solon, Ohio, a 5'9 senior guard in Kristen Confroy. She'll be flanked by Kayla Charles, a 6'1 sophomore out of Glendale, Maryland. Blair Watson, 6' sophomore out of Nutley, New Jersey, is also a guard. Then the guard forward position falls to Eliana Kristinaki, 6' junior, transfer from the University of Florida out of Athens, Greece. She was averaging over 17 points a game, nearly 5 rebounds, was on the all-freshman team in the SEC after a semester. 6'2 sophomore out of Havre de Grace, Maryland is Stephanie Jones. And that's the Terrapin starting 5 against the Coppin State Eagles.
One thing about Stephanie Jones, 28 points a game as a senior in high school. 28 points a game. So we know that and she's got the height to put the ball up off the board. She'll be in there for a lot of second chances and third chances. Maybe let's hope we can hold her to 3.
So the deployment for Coppin State is going to be Mia Crooms, 5'7 sophomore out of the Bronx, New York, flanked by Genesis Lucas, a 5'7 redshirt senior out of Brandywine, Maryland. One minor change, and I'll give it to you here in just a second. Candace Beverly, 6' senior out of Fredericksburg, Virginia, is going to be along a front line with Chance Graham at 5'11, a sophomore out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland. One change in this lineup, as opposed to Mariah Smith, who will now come off the bench. Dwayne Burrows is going to go with Dami Oluyede, a 5'11 sophomore out of Beltsville, Maryland, along the front line. So he wants to go big as opposed to small to get it going.
That gives him about, I calculate, about 6 more inches in height there. So, you know, that's a good move, I think, make the front line a little bit taller. So it's going to be a really cool game to watch. And by the way, I am so proud and happy to be here with you. This is my very first game on the women's side, and I look forward to many, many more. So I'm going to cheer my head off for the Eagles today.
Well, you mentioned the many, many more. We flipped the calendar, so enjoy the turkey at Christmas, if you will, the ham at New Year's, because Savannah State comes to call on January 6th, Florida A&M on January 8th. And you've got both of them, my friend, on the women's side.
Well, I look forward to that, too, because, you know, all the time that you invest in these top 10 teams like the Baylors of the world, the Marylands of the world, and the schedule that they played, you know, let's see how that turns up now in conference play, because we think it'll be a little easier, a lot easier, really, in the MEAC. But other teams in the MEAC have done the same thing that Coppin State has done. They've gone out and played these tough schedules too. But we'll see how it all shakes out. It's almost like a new season. Yeah, you can look at this and say, well, you're 1-10. But you know what? Those are against very tough programs that are, a lot of them are top ranked. So, but let's see what happens when we get to conference play, Todd.
By the way, for those watching on the live video stream today, yes, you are seeing the Maryland coaches in a red Christmas-themed sweater with the M on the front, and the Coppin State coaches have also brought out their Christmas sweater attire today. So a festive atmosphere, to say the least, here in Baltimore just before the holidays.
I'd love to get a shot of Coach Burrow's sweater right there. It's really a good one. It would be qualified for the Christmas sweater contest. Let's put it that way. And of course, like Todd said, Maryland has the whole coaching staff decked out in looks like a Santa Claus sweater there with a big white letter M and then snowflakes all over the sides and all over the back. So it'll be colorful.
That's going to do it for the Countdown to Tip-Off show, presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. When we come back, opening tip between Maryland and Coppin State on the Coppin State Sports Network. That courtside at the PEC here at Coppin State University. Todd Barley, Dan Mason getting set for Maryland and Coppin State. One change in the Maryland lineup. Kristinaki's going to have to wait from Athens, Greece, because Shanice Lewis will get the start today, but we'll sure see the product out of Greece and the University of Florida soon enough. And to bring you today's action, the voice of the Eagles, here's Dan Mason.
Thank you, Todd. Maryland decked out in their black uniforms and the Terp Maryland logo, state logo, yellow lettering, red numerals. Coppin State, white uniforms, trimmed in gold with black. To the center of the front, Chance Graham will jump center against Charles. Tip goes to the Terps. And here we are, we're underway. Terrapins back and forth. Here's Confroy, three-pointer, good. White out of the box, Todd. 3-zip. And the Eagles with a mild press. And they break their double team and a defensive trap, a two-person trap. Mia gets it over in the corner to Graham. Underneath. In there. Good shot by Oloilede. Dami put it right through. 3-2 in the early going. 9:28 if you just joined us. Another three-pointer from the outside. Hit it. That was Blair Watson, the Big Ten's most improved scorer last year. Eagles on the attack once again. Mia gets it across the timeline to Genesis Lucas. Lucas one-on-one. Deep down inside, the ball rolls out of bounds. That's our first turnover. That's something we don't want to see, Todd.
It's a good post-entry feed to Chance. Just had it going in and out of her hands. But a great look down low to start.
Convoy will inbound the ball. Gets it to Lewis. Terrapin slowly over the timeline. Convoy over to Charles. Charles deep in the left corner. It swings back out to Convoy. Back in the corner again. Once again, straight out front. Ball's battered away, but picked up by the Terrapins. Underneath. Up and in. That was Stephanie Jones that time. 8-2. Terrapins take it away. Underneath, Charles lays it in. So the Terrapins are on a run right now. Ball inbound. There's still that pressure defense in the backcourt. Oyelede to Graham. Underneath. Ball's out of bounds. It goes to the Terrapins.
Get a nice baseline move by Coppin State, just unable to finish. Trailing 10-2 with 8:15 to go here in the first.
Now Coppin State begins to put a mild press. It's pretty easily broken to Charles. Slapped away by Oyede. Dami put it, take that back. That was Chance Graham that did that. And slowly over the timeline is Lucas. Looks inside, can't find anything. Gets it out to Crooms. They swing left. Beverly with the ball. Back out to Venus on the top. Or Genesis on the top. Mia Crooms has it. In the corner, here comes a three ball. That was Lucas, missed. Terrapins on the run. Jones has it. Spin move, nope, gets it back out. Now they're going to reset, but no, sir. Firing away. Boom, Watson. Three-pointer. And immediately, we'll get a timeout. This is a media timeout. The score, Maryland 13, Coppin 2. This is the Coppin State Radio Network. If you just joined us, it's Maryland 13, Coppin State 2. This is Dan Mason with Todd Bartley. And Todd, what do you tell? If you're Coach Burrows, what did you say during that media timeout?
He was saying exactly this. You move the basketball, you'll be fine, and you got to find that shooter because around the perimeter they went early for those early threes, and they're getting great looks and finishes.
Beverly gets it into Dami. And the pressure continues by the Terps. She's having a little trouble getting it through. It's taken away by Maryland. And a whistle. We'll get a foul here. The foul is on Lucas. Her first, team's first. Checking in is Smith for Coppin State. And Mia will sit down. Maryland inbounds the ball to Watson. Swings left. Underneath the Jones. She's hammered pretty much in the middle. Let's see what they call here. Looked like a block to me, Todd, but
I agree. Or a dual possession. Jump ball situation, instead foul.
Foul's going to be on Chance Graham. And that's her first. First shot's no good. Jones will get a second. Ball in the air, good. 14-2. Beverly looks to get the ball inbound, and the pressure remains. Gets it into Dami. She quickly gets it to Lucas. He's one-on-one against Watson. Swings left. Looks inside. Not much going on. Now she penetrates the lane. Puts it up with the backhand. Good. That looked good, Todd. That's the way to do it.
Got that nice screen, came right, and scored to the right hand. 14-4.
7 minutes left. Long shot by Watson. Boom. Right through the net. Nothing but nylon, as they say. Make that 17-4. Immediately, Beverly's tied up over there. Let's see that. Yeah, that went a little bit too far that time. The foul's going to be on Charles. And that's her first. The sophomore from Glendale commits her first foul. Aisha Small checks into the game, and she replaces Charles. And here come the Eagles once again. Lucas holding up one finger in the air, trying to set up a play. Long in the corner, the right corner. Taken back out by Smith. A cross pass again, and that's a dangerous pass to do right there, Todd.
Intended for Genesis Lucas and deflected out of bounds by Lewis.
That was practically a baseball pass from right to left all the way across, and with the height of the Terps, that's a dangerous play. Beverly now with the ball. 6:33 left. Maryland by 13. Lucas, nice head fake. Here's Beverly from the corner. Good! Right there at the last on the shot clock, she puts it in. And Candace has two. Conroy in there. Underneath, balls in and out. Chance Graham has it. Someone's lost their shoe down there. I'm trying to find out who that is. That's Beverly that lost her shoe. Terps have it. And they take a three-pointer. No good. Underneath. Goodness gracious. Stephanie Jones lays it up off the glass and in. 19-6, 5:57 left.
Yeah, Chance Graham had it and then tried to find an outlet, threw it to the wrong jersey, and an easy two.
And right away, Eliana Kristinaki checks in. So we're going to get a look at the junior transfer from Florida. It's her first game and first minutes because she had to sit out the NCAA double eligibility rule. Inbound. Lucas has it. Double teamed. Gets it off to Dami. Dami drives. Looks for help. Gets it to Beverly. 10-footer off the glass. No good. A whistle underneath.
I believe this is on Maryland on the Graham attempt on the follow.
Foul's going to be on Small for the Terps. Eagles take it inbound underneath their own basket. Beverly out front. Smith to the right. Right off the perimeter at the top. Gives it to Lucas. She's looking inside. We'd like to hit Dami as she travels through the lane. She gets her now. But back out front again. They'll reset. Here's Beverly. She'll try to drive. Underneath. Graham. Back behind her. Back. Can't hit it. Terrapins have it. 5:25 now. 19-6 lead. Quickly Maryland moves the ball quickly. And that time was a traveling violation on Kristinaki.
That's her first touch, if I'm not mistaken, and she turned it over.
She'll get many more tries, I'm sure.
A little bit of rust after a year, right? A little bit of rust.
What can you say? Here comes Coppin State over the timeline with Beverly. Gets it to Smith. Deep in the corner. Three-pointer that time by Chance Graham. Couldn't go. Now, Lucas will reset. She looks to her right. Nothing there. Tries to direct traffic towards the middle of the paint. Nothing. That doesn't work. Gives it to Smith. Smith out front to Beverly. Beverly and Chance Graham will try another three. This one was an air ball. Terrapin's on the run with Lewis. Lewis underneath the Frazier. She gets it.
That's the game Brenda Fries wants to play today. Get and go in transition and take advantage of their athleticism.
Brianna Frazier puts in her first two, make it 21-6. Once again, the ball is on the floor, and this time it'll be a jump ball. Coppin State will take on possession. And Brenda Fries continues to sub freely right now. Catch back in the game. That was Lewis, who just checked in for the Terrapins.
Hey, step to the ball, White. Let's go.
Lucas slaps the ball once, looks to get it in, floating through it. That's a tough one. Threw it all the way over Graham's head. Let's see who it was last touched by. I think it was last touched by a Maryland, correct? Yeah. Beverly will take it out underneath. She looks for help to her right. Can't find it. Finally gets it out to Dami. And then here comes Lucas now. Kristanaki waving her hands in the air, which makes her probably about 6 inches taller. 12 on the shot clock. Lucas will fire a three. Good. That was a beautiful shot. Is that a two? 21-9. 4 minutes even left. Terrapins have it in midcourt. Oh, goodness gracious. Small laid one off the glass, and that was about 10 foot away, but she sunk it. 23-9. 3:48 now. Smith tries to find help underneath. Here's Dami, spins around off the glass, no good. And I think let's see, we may have what do we have here now?
Dami's hurt.
She's on the floor. And she's looked at by the staff right over there, and Coach Burrows is on his way out. Could be a twist on the ankle, maybe.
Chance Graham in that process, Dan, picked up her second personal foul, so on one possession, you may lose two of your bigs.
It's tough. We don't have a replay machine to show you that one, but I'd like to see how she went down, whether it was on her ankle or a knee. I can't really tell at this point. Or they're holding it. They're holding the towel up to her face, so maybe
she may have caught an elbow.
Yeah. I believe you're right, Todd. So we'll do a reset here. Maryland 23, Coppin State 9 with 3:41 left in the first quarter. Dan Mason along with Todd Bartley on kind of a mild day in Baltimore, Maryland. Not bad for a December day. Now let's see. They're going to pull back both teams off the floor. And they're going to attend to Dami as she slowly gets up and gets a nice round of applause. And that was either the nose or the eye. In the meantime, Alexis Taylor will check in to replace Dami. That had to hurt. Big elbow coming through. Now Coach Burrows is discussing with the officials on who gets charged or what gets charged as a timeout on an injury. What do you see there, Todd?
I think she took one right in the bridge of the nose.
Yeah.
Trying to get the rebound, and then Chance Graham in that process. Second personal foul. And then the request being made by Coach Burrows is, do you want to look at a review to see if that was indeed a flagrant foul? And they're not going to look at it.
Well, we're back to action, and Watson will inbound. Now Coppin State is pulled back now to the half-court defense as the Terrapins bring it over the timeline. But Watson on the left. Lewis has it to the right. Here we go. Three-pointer outside. That was Kristanaki, and she didn't hit it. Coppin State with a rebound. Lucas against Kristanaki. Over to Maya Smith. Taken away. That was a clean block there. Terps on the run. Slapped out of bounds at the last minute by Lucas, and that was a nice defensive play right there. Genesis got to it at the last second, but that surely would have been a bucket for Maryland. Cruz into the game. Also Albert into the game. Smith will sit down, as well as Grant. 23-9, 3:09 left in the first quarter. Ball is inbound. Here's Watson, who's been productive out there in that three-point range today. Doesn't take this one. Works it all the way into the left corner. Now a 15-foot out, a spin move there by Frazier, and looks like a foul. This is going to be on Alexis Taylor. So Alexis picks up the foul. Frazier's at the line for two. First of two is good. 24-9 with just under 3 minutes left. Second shot on the way. Bounces out. And immediately underneath, we had Albert got the rebound, but then she was tied up. But fouled. Foul was on, they're signaling Watson, 22, number 22, Watson. Lucas has it. Oh, goodness, that's a turnover. She crossed it over to Crooms and threw it in the first row of the grandstand over there.
Remember we talked to the open about that clean over the top. Well, that was partially altered, I thought, on the way across.
So the Terrapins have it, and Kristanaki will fire away again. Fired a three, this didn't go, with a whistle underneath. Foul is going to be on Alexis Taylor. Second foul. We'll go back to the line. Frazier will shoot.
So now Taylor has two personals. Chance Graham has two personals. And you got Dami on the bench recovering from taking a shot to the face.
She may not be back. Dami may not be back today, Todd. That was a shot. Frazier hits the first of two. The second's on the way. It's good, too. So the Terrapins 26, Coppin State 9, 2:44 left in the first quarter. Lucas double teamed like a two-person trap, and they take it away. The Terrapins have it. Here's Lewis for three. Rolls out. Oh, we'll have a call here. Underneath, foul's going to be on Frazier for the Terrapins. A little bit too much contact that time. Didn't get by with it that time.
Well, we're talking about boxing out, and then there's what's called a clear out. That was a clear out.
Guilty as charged, sir. She pointed to her jersey and said, it's my bad, so she knew. And here come the Eagles over the timeline to Beverly, and she's on the run. Almost loses it, and let's see, there's a traveling violation. That's another turnover. And here comes a whole slew. Myers is back in the game. Confoy's in the game, both for Maryland, and they continue to shuffle players along with Charles. Charles re-enters the game. 26-9, 2:22 left in the first quarter. Confoy's an excellent three-point shooter. He gets it out front with Myers. Myers deep in the left corner. Here comes Kristanaki. She got this one. So there's her first 3 points. And you can hear the Maryland crowd behind us. They rally behind her to congratulate her. 29-9, 20-point lead for the Terps. Myers pulls up with an 18-footer. Gets taken away. Bounces out of bounds. Coppin State has got to find a way to get that ball over the timeline. That's what they have to do, Todd. What's it going to take here?
Look at with Maryland. This press is basically, the back end of it is between the rings, and they push forward to the time stripe as they're doing right now.
Lucas has it, and it's like they put four in the backcourt to press against them. Eagles get it through this time, and Lucas has it on the left side. Oh, my goodness. Tried to pass it to Beverly, and it went right out of bounds. Another tough break for the Eagles.
Well, and the situation presents itself. If they're going to give you that lane, they want you to go one place. You got to make it. You got to make the catch.
And immediately, Coach Burrows puts Nadia Davidson in the game as Albert sits down. Terps has it. Confoy for three out front. Ricked it. No good. They bounce around to get their own rebound, and there's a scramble on the floor. It's getting really rough under there. Kristanaki, here she goes again. Missed this one. She's now 1 for 4 from three-point land. Lucas with the ball quickly. Maryland didn't have a chance to sit up in that defense on that one. Here's Lucas underneath and it's blocked. Could have been a foul there. Terps pick it up. Confoy on the run. She's going to drive the lane. Gets it off to Kristanaki. Here she goes. No good. Make that 1 for 5. Ball slapped around. It's knocked out of bounds. Lucas knocked it out of bounds.
Yeah, she was trying to tip it to Candace Beverly, but too strong and out of bounds.
We're down to under a minute at 56.8 seconds, 29-9. Maryland leads. Kristanaki inbounds to Myers. Myers now drifting to the left. Gets it back to Kristanaki, right around the perimeter. Myers has it. Underneath. Small. Passes it back out to Confoy. Ball slapped away by Lucas. There she goes. They got 3-on-1 against her, though. She tries to spin it up anyway, and ball bounces out. It's up, and she's fouled. This one's going to go on Confoy. Kristen Confoy, the senior from Ohio. And sends Genesis Lucas to the line for 2. Only 37 seconds left. Genesis' first shot is good.
She went to that patented across-the-lane fadeaway. Just could not get it to drop.
She's the Eagles' leading scorer at 18 points average a game. She hits the second. 29-11, 36 seconds left. And here come the Terps. Deliberately, Kristanaki, she has it out front. To Charles. Swing to Confoy on the right. Here's, nice pass. They bounce it to the middle of the paint. And they get Kristanaki, and she's got 2 from about 7 feet away. 15 seconds, 31-11. A 20-point lead is back. Lucas tries to get it in. She gets it in underneath the Beverly. Can't get that one. Laid up and back in by Davidson. 3-2-1, and we've got a first quarter under our belt practically. There's the end of the first quarter. The score, Maryland 31, Coppin State 13. This is the Coppin State Sports Network. We begin the second quarter, and Maryland's up 31-13 on Coppin State.
Get your season tickets at CoppinStateSports.com. VIP floor seating. Seats as good as ours, Dan. With reserve parking and hospitality access still available. Visit the box office or CoppinStateSports.com to get your tickets today.
That's not a bad deal. Terps have it. Charles crisscrosses pass. Watson has it from the corner. No good. Small with a rebound. A second chance for Maryland. Gives it to Lewis. Lewis to the right. Here's Watson for 3, and she nails it. She's been deadly out there from that zone. Make it 34-13. Maryland.
4 for 4 from 3.
Maryland shooting very well. 55% in the first quarter. Here's a long ball by Crooms. It goes nowhere. Neal couldn't get it through that time. Lewis is on the run. Swings back around, looks for someone to pass off to. She finds Watson. Watson underneath the Frazier. Frazier's going to try to spin 2-on-1, but sends it back out. Lewis will now take a three-pointer. This one goes high and bounces out of bounds. It'll be the Eagles' ball. Well, we said that Three-point land, 41% for the Terrapins, 55% from the field. And, Coppin State, 41%. We just got to get more shots.
Yeah, 6 out of 13 so far for the Terrapins. And as you mentioned, Coppin State not doing a bad job. Got to pick their spots for 3.
Lucas stands out front, way out beyond the perimeter, tries to direct traffic. I imagine, Todd, she wants to get some kind of activity in the lane because that's not what they've been able to do today. Coach Burrows says, move it, move it, move it, keeps calling out like that. Lucas drives drives down the left-hand side, rather. It bounces around and no good. Frazier has it. Frazier has it off to Small. 8:30 left. Small is inside to Frazier. Puts it up and in. And she was guarded heavily by 2 Eagles. And we're going to get a foul here. It'll be on Davidson. Davidson picks up the foul. There's a 2-on-1 under there. The Eagles had Frazier, but she managed to muscle her way through. Maryland now leads 36-13, and Frazier's at the line. It's up, bounces out, no good. Maryland gets a rebound. And off the glass again is Charles. Kyla Charles scores, makes that 38-13. Coppin State gets it into Crooms, and the ball goes out of bounds. And somehow they say it bounced off Mia, and the ball goes to the Terrapins. Tough start here today.
Yeah, they got to stop the ball, just like Coach Burrows said right here. You got to get at least one stop to get it back.
Here's Small driving to the right, underneath the Frazier, and it's taken away there. That was a nice defensive play by Davidson. Now Coppin State is on the attack. Lucas has it. Bounces it over to Davidson. Davidson back to Lucas. Now she's fouled. I believe she was shooting a 3 that time, too. So we might get 3 free throws here. Nope, they just took 2. Not getting many breaks today, Todd, are we?
No, and that's what Coach Burrows just asked. Were the feet behind the line? Now they may want to look at this, and the official said, no, she was inside the arc.
Genesis misses the first one. Kristanaki back in the game. Small will sit down. Aisha Small will sit down and take a seat. Here's Lucas. 2 bounces on the floor. The second shot's good. 38-14. 7:41 the second quarter. Terrapins have it with Kristanaki on the left. Lewis to the top. Watson to the right corner. Back out to front to Lewis. Underneath, he's all alone, was Charles. Kyla Charles put that right in. Underneath. 40-14. Oh, a costly turnover there. Tough break for Mia Crooms. The ball slid off of her hand and went into the scoring bench.
Now, this is a critical substitution right here. Chance Graham's coming back in, scoreless and 2 fouls. With 7:17 to go, second quarter. She cannot pick up her third here, Dan.
Terrapins on the attack.
Bradford also checked in with Chance Graham.
Charles hit that one. Make it 42-14. Double team in a 2-person trap again. Bradford picks it up. We're going to whistle. See what this one is.
As you mentioned previously, couldn't get over to the time stripe.
Yeah, 10-second violation. That's what it was. Another turnover. 42-14, 6:52 left in the first half. Maryland very deliberately gets it into Frazier. She drops it, though, picks it back up now because she wants to drive the paint. Puts up off the glass about a 3-footer out and lays it in fairly easily that time. 30-point lead now, 44-14, 6:35. And Maryland once again takes it away. This time, Lewis will drive. Up, second chance by Charles. She gets it in. More substitutions on the way for Coppin.
Yeah, shot clock was already to 22 seconds.
Let's see what we
I know
have
it's
here.
fast, but my goodness, she was 2 dribbles into backcourt.
Pickett will come into the game for the Eagles, and she'll replace Bradford. So the coaches used the whole bench right now. Make something happen here. Here's Lucas, 6:20. left in the first half. Lucas has it. Inside to Beverly. Beverly lays it up off the glass and in. So she got through the paint that time, Todd, and softly laid it up for the score, 46-16.
That solid post-entry feed, the key there, that one dribble and right to the rack.
Well, long bomb by Kristinaki. Three-pointer went through that time for her. 49-16. You hear Coach Burrows in the background saying, "Go middle, go middle, go middle." They want to get that in. They want to get that ball to the paint somehow. Taken away by Maryland. Maryland with Kristinaki all alone. Lays it up off the glass and in. We're going to get a timeout now. Coach Burrows says, "Let's check it out." All right, it's Maryland 51 and Coppin State 16, and you are listening to the Coppin State Sports Network. Maryland 51, Coppin State 16. This is Dan Mason with Todd Bartley. And Todd, if Coach Burrows were wearing a wire in that huddle over there, you would have heard it around the world, I believe. He's really giving instructions to the team. We get the inbound now. Maryland has kicked the ball.
Well, Dan, since the end of the first quarter now with 4.5 minutes into the second, 5 more turnovers, and it led to 5 layups.
Yep, 1 turnover, and they have 14 turnovers against 4 from Maryland right now. 51-16, 5:21 left, and that's double team defense. Coach Burrows was up off the bench immediately, calling for a timeout, and he is not a happy man right now.
So here's what he's upset about. The boundary, the sideline, if you will, is that third defender. If they're going to throw a trap at you or double team, it's tough enough with 2 players to fight through, and then you got to fight the sideline and or backcourt. Well, when you give Genesis Lucas a pass where her only option is literally to step out of bounds or the backcourt, that's why he had to call a timeout.
So he wants it towards the middle more, those inbounds towards the middle more. You have to do that.
Either that or from the three-point arc in toward the lane in that type of an area, or as you mentioned, on the ball reversal, between the rings or the far side. You can't give it to her, like I said, where the only option is stepping out of bounds or stepping in the backcourt for a turnover. Maryland
has used that to their advantage, that the mistakes, mental mistakes of in-ball placement, they've been right on top of it. They do it right this time, and Lucas has it. He's out front in the corner to Bradford. Underneath, all alone, was Chance Graham just for a split second, and then the hole closed up. Chance lost it out.
Now, see, it's a great look by Bradford, but the pass, there was too much on it. When you get to that open area, set your feet, good post-entry feed, see what you can do with it.
5 minutes left in the half, 51-16. And Maryland has it again. Spin move. Underneath is off the glass by Jones. And we get a whistle. Foul's going to be on Alexis Taylor. No, check that. That foul's going to be on Blair Watson.
Go middle, Candace. Go middle. Come up, Nadia.
And you can hear in the background Coach Burrows say, go middle, go middle. Inbound pass is taken away. All alone, Watson, she scores, lays it up. 4 minutes, 37 seconds left. And repeatedly, you can hear Coach Burrows say, go to the middle, find the middle. Ball slapped away. Let's see who they give it to. On the right-hand side, the ball is slapped away. The Coppin State will get it back with Lucas on the right. She gets it to the center. Pickett. Now it's back in Lucas's hands, about 6 feet from the perimeter at the top. Ball is inside, underneath. Beverly by herself. She's got it. She was able to get through that time. That looked good. 53-18, 4:13 left.
And that gathering bounce, gathering dribble to get it there made all the difference in the world.
Maryland threw the ball. Well, let's see. Should they give the ball to? No, they give the ball back to Maryland. It went out of bounds. I thought a Coppin State person didn't touch it, but the ref said he did. Underneath, all alone, is Charles. Hiya, Charles. Makes it 55-18 with 4 minutes left.
That's why the field goal percentage is over 45% when you get that 0-footer. Makes it easy.
Yes, it does. That's what brings the numbers up. We talk about that all the time. Here's Lucas in the corner to Smith. Back out front and slapped away, almost taken away. Lucas has it. Shot clock at 7 seconds. Long shot in the corner. Great shot there by Smith. Boy, she hit that one. A three-pointer out of the right-hand corner. 55-21. Here's right back at you. There's Watson with the three. She misses it. Underneath, Charles puts it up and in. I thought Charles was a little over the back on that one, but again, she gets away with it.
Same thing.
So it's 57-21 now at 3:20.
We agree. She was over the back.
Little home cooking.
Yeah.
Here. I admit that. So here comes Maryland after a missed shot. It's taken away, and Watson has it inside. Spin move by Charles, and she's fouled. This one's going to be on Genesis Lucas. That's her second. Charles will go to the line. Charles is their leading scorer at 18 points a game. First one bounces in. Bounced around on the rim and dropped through for him.
She has 15 here in the opening half, which has 3:06 remaining.
Second shot on the way. Good. That would be the longest lead of the night. 59, or the afternoon, 59-21. Let's see what this is about here.
Yeah, shot clock never started.
Oh, okay. We're going to have, okay. So they're going to have to start the shot clock, and Beverly will be the one to inbound it when we come back to play.
26 or 27 would be my best estimate.
Just waiting on the shot clock now to be reset. If you just tuned in, Maryland 59, Coppin State 21 with 3 minutes left. A little bit over 3:01 to be exact. Well, let's see, Todd. 25 seconds. You were close. Close. Quick 5 seconds.
That is a quick 5 seconds.
Lucas has it. One-on-one against Watson. She gets it off to the left, gets it back to the front. Now she's looking inside. She has Chance Graham is floating around under the basket. They get it to her finally. Back out front to Lucas. Lucas drives right, overhead shot that she couldn't hit. And the Terrapins have it. Here comes Maryland. Kristanaki will take another three. Boom. And she hit it. 61-21.
They say the pinky toe was on the line.
So they give her a two?
Two.
Oh, goodness. Okay, we'll take that.
Yeah.
61-21. Graham. Ball gets thrown away again. It goes out of bounds. Let's see who's. I think they're going to give the ball back to Coppin State.
Yeah, last touch by Conroy on that far side.
Now Ellison. Asia Ellison into the game for the very first time. Replaces Kyla Charles. Ball taken, that's slapped away by Conroy. She tries to save it, but it goes out of bounds. Maryland is so quick. They're just absolutely, the ball comes in and they're right, they attack it on defense.
18 to shoot, you got to come the length of the floor.
Well, here we go. Got to hurry, Lucas. Let's go. Genesis looks up. I'm sure she sees the shot clock too. It's now at 10. Lucas get the feeling she was going to take the shot. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Somebody has to shoot. Genesis fires away. Way off the mark. Not a good shot. Frazier for Kristanaki. She swings right to Watson. Cross-court pass back to the left. Kristanaki for three. Good. Well, I suppose it was worth setting out a year because she's doing a fine job right now, Todd. How many points does she have?
13 in her debut, and she was cold in the first 5 minutes.
That's right. She went 1 for 4 at three-point land in the beginning of the game. 64-21. Minute 20. Lucas gets it handed off, and it's taken away. Boy, Genesis had a tough day today. Kristanaki all alone underneath, puts it in. She had 2 Eagle defenders trailing her, but she was 2 steps ahead. Now Lucas is back at it again. That trap that they have run has been brilliant on Coppin State. Watson has her one-on-one, way outside the Graham. Graham's got it. Nice shot by Chance. 66-23. Maryland right back quickly. One thing, they get back quick after a shot, don't they? Here's Watson for three. No good. Underneath and get a whistle. And I think there's an offensive foul there.
Yeah, Frazier hooked.
Yep. Can't do that. That's closely watched. Jones is back in. Frazier goes out for the Terrapins. And the Eagles, here they come. It's been a long day for Genesis trying to get that ball placed around Maryland because the defense is so tight. Beverly out front with it, stands out in the three-point line. She's going to drive the paint, puts it up on the right. Good. Good. That was really a good shot. Got to take it to the paint, Todd. Take it to the paint.
That's a nice move to her right. They get a little bit more of that in the second half. Try to get back in this game, down 66-25, 10 seconds to go in the half.
66-25. Obviously going to take the last shot. Kristanaki will take it probably. Nope, she gets underneath, throws the ball out of bounds. So they don't get that last shot, and the Eagles will take over. Lucas finally touches the ball. 2 seconds left. She puts up a three-pointer that's blocked, and that'll be the end of the first half. We've played a half. The score, Maryland 66, Coppin State 25. And let's take it to Todd. Todd, go for it.
Okay, Dan, appreciate it. Coach Burrows now joins us courtside at the break. And we said in the open that turning the basketball over in this opening half would be a critical factor going forward.
And we started out turning the ball over. You know what? I don't understand. We talk about it in practice. We worked on it all week long about not turning the ball over, and we get right in the game and we start turning the ball over. And I told them, a team like Maryland, you can't afford to have any turnovers, and we probably have about 20 at this point.
Coach, the epitome of that came late in this opening half where Genesis got a ball reversal and got pinned between the time stripe, the sideline, and 2 big Maryland defenders.
It's like 4 defenders. You know, you got the half-court line, the sideline, and you got the 2 defenders. So he's basically pinned between 4 defenders. It's hard to get out of it. And that came right after a timeout, so now they had to use another timeout. So, I mean, this is the mental mistakes that we're making today that I haven't seen us do all year long, not against Baylor, West Virginia, anyone, and we're doing it tonight, and I don't understand why.
Injury in the opening half to Dami. How's she doing?
Pretty good. The trainer said it may be a broken nose, so she's probably done for the night. Like, I need another injury. I have 2 season injuries already, working on the 3rd. So hopefully she'll be able to come back.
All right, keys to the second half other than stopping the basketball when Maryland's in transition.
Oh, they're in transition so much as we got 20 turnovers. I told you, the kids that we can't afford to turn the ball over. If we don't turn the ball over, every time we get in an offensive set, pretty much we run our stuff and we score in the basketball. Like I said, once you get the ball across half court and get into offensive set, I think we'll be fine.
Appreciate the time. Good luck.
All right,
thank
you.
There it is, Coach Dwayne Burrows. Appreciate his time. And as he just mentioned, Dan, unfortunately, Dami Oladiede in that first half has apparently sustained a broken nose, so she won't be back today, and hopefully it's all healed up starting the new year.
Oh, my goodness. That is bad news. Will that limit her? Will that make her out for the season?
Sure hope not, because he's already working on 2 season-ending injuries, as he just mentioned, and he hopefully does not have a 3rd.
Well, Coppin State shot 41.7%, and Maryland was at 55%, but just not enough shots. Maryland took 39 shots, and the Eagles only had 21. As far as turnovers go, 18 turnovers, Todd. That hurts against only 5 from Maryland. And, the Eagles haven't only been to the free throw line 5 times. Only 4 times versus double that for Maryland. Rebounds, it's pretty much even. Now, that's surprising. Coppin State has 14 rebounds, and Maryland has 12. Very interesting stat. Assists, 12-3, Maryland. And we've got a score of 67-25. Todd?
Yeah, points in the paint, obviously in favor of Maryland, 20-8, and then points off the 18 turnovers. They've turned that into 22 points as opposed to Compton's 3. So work to do with Coach Burrows and the Eagles at the break. And as he mentioned, if they can slow it down, get the half-court offense set that they want to get to, they're scoring the basketball as they did in both quarters.
What hurt so much in that first half was the defensive traps that Maryland would put as they would inbound the ball. They would immediately go to that two-person trap, and Coppin State could not keep the ball in the center of the court. They would get trapped along the sidelines way too much, which is exactly what that defensive trap is set up to do.
So we're set up for the sounds of the opening half on radio, as well as our technical director, Bob, in the TV studio here at Coppin State. So we'll send it back to both studio for a timeout and then the halftime highlights. And then at a timeout, then we'll come back and get you set for the second half. As Dan mentioned, Maryland leading Coppin State 66-25 on the Coppin State Sports Network.
Welcome back, everyone. Maryland 66, Coppin State 25. I'm Dan Mason along with Todd Bartley. And Todd, let's say that you're Coach Burrows and you're in the halftime locker room. My advice would be, ladies, we're going to start all over. The second half, it's 0-0, and we're going to play our fundamental game and we're going to execute. But you can't look at it like you're down 41.
You got to find Kristanaki where she is on the floor. You got to find Charles because she's doing this pick and roll thing to the doorstep for some 0-footers. And try to get a hand in Blair Watson's face because she hit 4 threes in the opening half. Other than that,
not a problem. Kristanaki's been on fire today. She's 7 for 11 from the field, 3 for 7 from three-point land, total 17 points. And she didn't disappoint today.
No, and with the defense of Maryland, we've been talking about it and literally just banging on this drum. They want to force you to the sideline. They'll give you the middle. Well, if they're going to give you the middle, stay in the middle. And then make sure that pass, that entry feed to the forecourt is a good one. And then run your half-court stuff.
I'm sure that's been a defensive hallmark of theirs this season, that they if we looked at game films of some of the other teams that they played, it's probably the same thing. They used that very effectively.
They have, and to their credit, they did it against Connecticut, even though they lost 97-72. They did it with South Carolina, even though they lost 94-86. You can see from those two scores, pace of play was through the roof.
Right, and pace of play has been through the roof today, I'll say. Maryland, just a well-stocked team. I mean, if you look at their roster, they got 2 McDonald's All-Americans. They've got transfers from Florida. They've got transfers from Baylor, and those are good programs. So you're just very difficult, and they have a Big Ten most improved score. So, where do you go?
And with next year, another top 5 class coming in.
Yep, ranked number 4 to be exact. She had the 4th. Brenda Freese has the 4th top recruiting class. Now, let me ask you a question, Todd. You've been an old hand at this, and I'm the new guy. But tell me about are the women on this team, on Coppin's team, are they Coach Burrows recruits, or what recruits are on this team that are Coach Burrows?
So yes and no, that he's in his second year. He's beginning to bring his recruits in. So any of the younger folks that you're seeing, those would be his recruits.
The freshmen.
Freshmen, sophomores, a little bit. And then with the class that he has projected for next year, this is his first class, his first freshman class. I would argue that next year would be that first class, if you will, because he's got 2 years under his belt. That's going to be the first class to join the freshmen that are here now, and then you build from there.
And how did that recruiting class go for this year?
Slow and steady wins the race.
Okay, so that means we're not done.
No, and then for the issue that he has, you got 3 kids now with Dami hurt that are on injured reserve, if you will, that he was expecting to play a ton of minutes this year.
Well, we're back to action now. Coppin State with the ball. Lucas has it out front. She's looking left, trying to find somebody. She holds up 2 fingers in the air for a play. Graham, top of the key, thrown out of bounds. But you see what she wanted to do there. It was a good thought. They tried to find Alexis Taylor underneath.
Yeah, real quick to finish that point. You look at a player like Corby, they were expecting her to kind of take a lot of the load off Lucas, and she's out for an extended period of time with an injury.
Now Maryland on the attack. Long shot in the corner is nailed. I believe that's Watson. That's Watson with the score. 69-25.
They didn't get a hand in her face.
Boy, that was a high arcing 3. Right through the net. Lucas, Demia. She goes left, slapped away. Maryland touches it last.
Now again, there was the middle, open again. As soon as the ball reversal came to the sideline, there's that third defender.
Lucas will inbound. Gets it into Beverly. Watson had a hand on Beverly, but the officials didn't see it. To the right. Back out front, again to Lucas. Lucas looking for something inside. Shovel passes it quickly to the left, but then outright taken away by Maryland. Here we go. Lewis scores. And there's a foul. Foul's going to be on Mia Kroons. And we'll get a substitution. Mia will come out. And Uriah Smith will enter the game for the Eagles. Lewis at the free throw line. Shot up, rims out. Charles gets a second chance for the Terrapins. Underneath to Watson. She doesn't take it. Confoy will fire a three, though. Doesn't go. Confoy with the second chance. Back out front, and Maryland resets. Watson will shoot a three ball now. Good. Bam! Right through the net, Todd.
Yeah, that ball reversal is very crisp, and she just catches and fires from three.
She has a long extension of arms up in the air, too. 74-25. Coppins down. Looking the ball taken away, picked up, slapped away by Maryland, but the Eagles have it. Shot clock at 9. Lucas got to shoot. Somebody's got to shoot. Beverly throws one up. It's blocked. And Maryland is running the other way. All the way down to Watson. She spins around to Jones. The Confoy hits. Another three. Kristen Confoy shoots 49% for three-pointers. That's her season average. And she's done good today, too. Here's Watson 2-on-1 after the Eagles lost the ball. Confoy lays it in. 7 minutes, 41 seconds left. Maryland 79, Coppin State 25. Once again, Lewis gets it to Beverly, and we got a foul. A little bit too much that time. Stephanie Jones will commit the foul.
On that last layup, one extra pass for the extra assist, if you will.
Now Lucas will inbound. Gets it to Beverly. 7:30 left. Lucas looking for somewhere to throw. Albert's into the game now for the Eagles. Smith back out front. Gets it to Beverly. Ball moving around to Lucas. Lucas now goes to the center and throws it out of bounds. Last touch by a Maryland player. She was trying to drive through, and she just ran into three Maryland defenders there that slapped it away. Now Lucas tries to swing it out to the left, gets it out to Beverly. Beverly back to Lucas on the right-hand side. Puts Maya Smith in the left corner. Battle for the ball is taken away, and Maryland stepped on the inline. Lewis had it, but she stepped on the inline, and now it'll go back to Coppin State.
3 to shoot.
Got to do something here. Chance got to fire it up. I don't believe they saw it. Shot clock runs out. I don't believe they saw it, Todd.
Either that or Chance was giving it back to Genesis Lucas for a desperation three at the horn. Either way, it's a turnover.
7:01 left, 79-25. And Lewis comes over the timeline again and sets her offense. Inside to Charles. Charles bounces one in from about 5 feet out. 6:47. Lucas once again looking for Smith. Doesn't throw it to her. Gets it to the right to Beverly. Still above the perimeter. Way in the left to Smith. Back out front to Lucas. Can't get inside, though, Todd. Cannot find anything in the paint. Now Beverly underneath. Albert can't get it. Back to Beverly. Puts it up off the glass and good.
There's the 0-footer they've been looking for.
81-27. Confoy doesn't take the shot. Gives it to Lewis. Charles will shoot. Bounces high off the rim. No good. Confoy with the rebound, and she's tied up underneath there. Well, what do we have there?
Dual possession, and the arrow keeps it with Maryland.
Okay. I had two officials in my way on that one. I couldn't see. Here's Lewis. Watson for three. Got it. The barrage of threes keep on coming, Todd. 84-27. 5:53 left.
Dan, where you can catch it that wide open, set your feet, square your shoulders, and launch it, which she's done most of the day today. It makes life a lot easier.
Lucas will try again. She's played the whole game practically. I don't think she's been subbed out. In the corner, long shot by Smith, no good. They did get that one off on the left side. It just went awry. Maryland's on the run, underneath to Charles, and she's fouled. Maryland had a 3-on-1 fast break that time, but got fouled there. That was on Smith. That will send the Terps to the line, and Charles will shoot. First shot on the way. No good.
Watson 7 threes today, a new season and career high for threes made in the game.
Charles is a leading rebounder of the Maryland team and also the leading scorer on the average. Not today, though. Back of the line, she'll shoot again. 84-27, shot in the air. It's good. Another substitution, Small into the game for the Terps as Charles sets down. And Coppin State is on the attack. 5:25 left. Lucas, point guard, up across the timeline. We don't see that pressing defense this time by Maryland. They back off of that. Out front, Lucas passes off to Smith. Smith's in the corner. Graham has it. Back out to Smith. To Lewis on the front. Looking to obviously get inside again. Smith will fire away at a three. No good. She shot it from the right-hand side but missed. And here comes Kristanaki. She's going to drive the length of the floor, decides to come back out and set it up. Gives it to Frazier at the top of the key. Kristanaki in the corner to Lewis. The left corner working inside to Frazier. She spins on Chance Graham, puts it up and off the glass, no good, with a foul. Foul's going to be on Chance Graham.
Currently, Dan, with 5:45 to go third quarter, it's a 19-2 Maryland quarter.
And that's going to bring a timeout. There's timeout on the floor to score. Maryland 85, Coppin State 27. This is the Coppin State Sports Network. We're back with you. Maryland 85, Coppin State 27. I'm Dan Mason along with Todd Bartley. And Todd, let's look at some stats here. 41.7% for Coppin State from the field. Maryland still at 55%. The leading scorer is Blair Watson today, who has been phenomenal. 7 for 9 from the three-point land, 23 points, her season high.
Yeah, new career high for threes in a game, and she's also one off her career high in points of 24. And with a 10-deep roster for Maryland, she's going to see a ton of time in this 17-18 campaign.
I believe, has every Maryland Terrapin scored today? Let's take a look at that. Looking down at the list.
Yeah, Ellison and Myers have not.
Okay. Frazier at the line. Second shot is up. Bounces off, no good. 86-27. Maryland gets their own rebound. Small gets it, takes it over to the left to Conroy. She'll shoot a three, no good. Thought Small was a little over the back underneath, but it didn't get called. Out front to Lewis, left corner to Conroy. All the way out, Kristanaki way out to the perimeter. To get it inside to Small. Small, head fake, goes around, and let's see what we've got. We had a block. Goodness. That's going to go against Davidson.
I thought if you led with the forearm, that was an offensive foul. I may be wrong.
Inbound to Frazier. Frazier to Small inside. About a 5-footer, no good. Conroy at the rebound. Lewis has it. Three-point land. Kristanaki, that was blocked. That was a nice block by Beverly. But we're going to get a foul. This looked to me like Kristanaki threw an elbow, but I guess not. They're going to call it on Coppin State.
Yeah, after the block, it was a clean one by Beverly. I thought you could also get a dual possession. Arrow would give it back to Coppin.
But did you
there
catch
was a
that elbow?
flail by Kristanaki,
Yeah,
indeed.
yeah, didn't get called. 86-27, 3:58 left. Kristanaki with the ball on the right-hand side. drifts to the front. Now the ball goes left. Convoy's going to shoot. Bounces off, no good. Underneath. Let's see what we get. I think they might get Kristanaki now. They do. Her first foul, believe it or not. She's a very tough player. Very aggressive player, too. The junior transfer from Florida. Eliana Kristanaki. Great night for her tonight. Lucas has the ball and rights to Smith. They look for Beverly. She doesn't get it there. All the way to the left corner. Here's Lucas, fires up one short. Maryland's on the run, and here comes Kristanaki up and in there. She was 5 feet ahead of two closing Coppin players, but laid it off the glass cleanly. 88-27, 3:14 left in the third quarter. You can hear Coach telling, move it, move it, move it. They do. They get it underneath to Graham, and she misses it. And the Terps have it. Small looks to the right. Here's Convoy for three. She's not afraid to shoot. She's put up some today. Whistle underneath. Look at the ball just bounced out of bounds there. So the Eagles will inbound with 2:52 left. 88-27. Todd, where do you go from here?
Well, as you try to close out the third, building for that fourth quarter, you've still been held to 2 points. So this is a must-make possession, in my opinion.
Here comes Lucas to Smith. They're deep outside the perimeter. Back to Lucas. She's going to shoot a three on the way. No good. Maryland with the ball.
Got a good look, just didn't drop for it.
Convoy, the Kristanaki. She drives the center of the paint, but then decides to go back outside. Ball's out to the left to Lewis. Frazier has it underneath. Crisscross pass to Kristanaki. Here she goes. Got another three. Can't do anything wrong. 91-27. 2:09 left. And a 10-second violation. Genesis took a little bit too much time there. And they give the ball back to Maryland.
She was standing in the jump circle when it hit 20.
The only thing I could
in the forecourt.
The only thing I could think of is just didn't pay much attention on the first 5 or 6 seconds off the clock. Nevertheless, Maryland gets it back, and Myers has it. Myers to Frazier in the paint. Back out to the left. Long three ball by Small is no good. And here come the Eagles running a little faster this time. Beverly out to Lucas. Long shot, no good. One and done. Frazier takes it to Myers. Myers to Small. Small on the left. She's going to go to the center of the paint, kicks it back out to Kristanaki, and there's a foul. Yeah, this one's going to go on Nadia Davidson. It'll be her second. Team's fifth, which will make it a 2-point free throw here. Kristanaki. First shot bounces in. Her first appearance at the free throw line tonight. 5-6 bounces on the floor. Second shot good too. Make it 93-27. Terrapins. Lucas looks over to the bench to Coach Burrows to see what kind of play they're going to set up. Here's Smith deep out of the corner. It was an air ball. You can see when the air ball comes, Todd, you know there's a little fatigue setting in. Kristanaki drives around Smith, gets it back out to Frazier. Now Frazier took steps that time. Frazier was trying to go to the center of the paint from the left, and she took one too many steps, and she gets called for traveling. Only a minute 20 now in the third quarter. Maryland way ahead, 93-27.
And Coppin just looking for anything positive right now. Here in the third quarter, they've been held to 2 points in the quarter.
It's amazing. Well, you give Maryland's defense a ton of credit because it's very tenacious, very well executed, especially with that trap. They do it better than anyone I've seen so far this season. Coppin State has it with only a minute left now. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Lucas has got to shoot. Gets it off in the corner to Davidson, who misses it. 49 seconds now, and the Terps are on the run again. Kristanaki just looks like he never gets tired. Kristanaki to the left to Myers. Myers looking inside to Frazier. Frazier backs out about 5 feet and hits a 15-footer. Brianna Frazier muscles through and just put up a 15-footer right in. 26 seconds is all that's left in the third, 95-27. Lucas to Smith, drops a baseline, a little floater off the glass, no good. Up and in by Graham. Nice follow-up shot by Chance. 95-29. Under 10 seconds now. They'll hold it off for the last one. Shot clock is at 6 and 5. 4 out of bounds. That was a mental error by Maryland as it bounced off the hands of Jones. Stephanie Jones lost it out of bounds. Now Coppin State will only have 2.8 seconds to do something here. And Lucas will fire up a 3-ball. Oh, doggone it. That wasn't that far off the mark. But that is the end of the third quarter. The score, Maryland 95, Coppin State 29. This is the Coppin State Sports Network. Well, to the fourth quarter we go. Maryland 95, Coppin State 29. And during that timeout, you could hear Coach Burrows saying, never quit, and he's coaching just as hard as he did the first 10 seconds of the game, to his credit.
Well, Dan, after 29-4 quarter, I mean, sky's the limit for Coppin. You got to score.
Bounce pass to Beverly. She's a leading scorer tonight for Coppin State. She goes around Frazier, puts up off the glass, and Frazier fouled her that time. Right idea, though, driving the paint. That's what you have to do, Todd. We've talked about it over and over. That'll send Candace to the line. She'll get 2 shots.
What I think Coach Burrows is looking for in this final 10 minutes is something positive to take into the new year. And right there, Beverly knocks down the free throw.
First one's good. Make it 30 points now for Coppin. Candace bounces 1-2 times. Second shot is up. It's good. 95-31. And here come the Terps. Small with it on the right. Goes to the center, gets it to Kristinaki. Kristinaki gets a nice screen there. Doesn't take the shot. Small gets it. She'll drive the baseline, and there's a foul. Nope, they stepped on the end line.
Out of bounds.
That's a turnover for Maryland. Haven't seen many of those today.
All right, so there's 2 positives. You come down this end, you score. You go down the other end, you get a stop.
Crooms checks into the game. Davidson sits down for the Eagles. And once again, Lucas looks to the bench to get a signal from Coach Burrows. She has that. Crooms has it in the left, deep in the left corner. Got to get it back out to the center to get it inside to Beverly. She's against Frazier. It goes up against 2 defenders, and she's fouled. They just sandwiched her right in the middle. That foul will be on Jones, Stephanie Jones. She was caught in the middle of 2 Maryland defenders and sandwiched.
Well, the great news is, unafraid. Went right into the teeth of the defense, took the contact, and gets rewarded again with free throws.
First shot is bounced off. And she's a really good free throw shooter, too, as this team is. Very good free throw shooting team. Gets a second shot up. This one's good. So Beverly continues to be the leading scorer for the Eagles tonight. Kristanaki, one-on-one against Mia Crooms. She drives right around her, lays off the glass. Well, she laid off about a few feet and missed the 10-footer, but Frazier's there to put it in on the second chance. 97-32 with 8:52 left. Coach Burrows calling for play 44, whatever that may be. And we'll do the execution. Underneath, Beverly. No foul that time. It was blocked. Clean block by Maryland. And Myers is running the other way. To the left, Small pulls up with a 15-footer. It bounces out. Frazier has it, pulls it back out, and Maryland reset. Frazier got the offensive rebound that time. Myers to Kristanaki. She's looking for a shot. She's double-teamed, but finds underneath. She finds Jones. And there you go. That was a nice assist from Kristanaki. Right through two defenders. 99-32 with 8 minutes left. Crooms to Smith. They have ball movement around the perimeter. Now Lucas will drive around those two. Can't get it. Graham out of nowhere. Oh, goodness, that would have been a great shot if she could have hit it. She came flying to get the second chance. He put it back up, and she's fouled. That's a career high for Candace Beverly on points. What she has working. What does she have working right now, Todd?
15.
15 points. First shot by Graham is good. And Ellison will come back into the game, replacing Jones. It'll be interesting to follow this Maryland team for the rest of the year and see how far they go. Second shot is up, bounces in. So Chance Graham hits a pair of free throws, makes 99-34. Still a little under 8 minutes left. Kristanaki deep in the right corner. She'll fire a three. This one doesn't go, and Mia Crooms has the rebound, and she's trying to move it forward. Smith has it. Here's Lucas with the ball. Lucas one-on-one against Kristanaki. She gets it away, gets it back out to Smith. Smith working the ball, and there's a foul. This will be on Myers. Well, let's take that back. It'll be on Ellison. Asia Ellison, a 6'3 junior from New Jersey. She picks up the foul. Inbound. Beverly. The Crooms. Here's Lucas. Three-pointer, good. Good shot, Genesis. Looked good. Genesis Lucas for three. 99-37. Here comes Maryland with Kristanaki. Kristanaki to Small out front. Small drifting to the left side of the perimeter. Looks inside. Back out to the right. No look pass by Kristanaki over to Myers in the corner. She missed the shot. And Maryland has a second chance, and Frazier missed it. And Coppin State has the rebound. 6:58 left. 99-37, and Coach Burrows is talking again for looking for the foul.
Well, that's because Chance Graham was on all fours down there on the other end of the floor.
Doesn't get it. Lucas drives the paint. Here's one off the glass, no good, and Coach Burrows livid again. Genesis was slammed down pretty well. Myers going the other way, takes a shot and misses it, and Graham has it. A little better ball movement here, Todd, in the fourth quarter. Beverly has it, swings out to Smith. Three-pointer good. 99-40. And Maryland wants the timeout. Your score, Maryland 99, Coppin State 40. This is the Coppin State Sports Network. We're running an 8-0 Coppin run right now. Maryland way ahead, 99-40 with 6:21 left. Maryland inbounds the ball to Frazier. Frazier to Lewis. She's one-on-one against Beverly. Beverly slides off, and now Lewis one-on-one against Crooms. She gets to the left, gives it to Kristanaki. Kristanaki drifts to the front and passes it right to Small. Small looking inside, crisscross pass. Here's Kristanaki from the left with a three, no good. Nice rebound by Chance Graham. And a good hustle by Lucas. She'll drive the center of the paint, puts it up and in. How about that, Todd? See the little sparks coming out right now.
10-0 Coppin run.
We'll take it. Maryland with the ball, 99-42, 5:43 left. Small holds the ball with one palm on the right. She now looks to the left. Gets Frazier back to Kristanaki, and here goes a three from Kristanaki and nails it. Bam! Right through the net. You hardly see the net move on that one. Beautiful shot by Aliana Kristanaki. Maryland cracks the century mark at 102-42 for Coppin State. Beverly looking inside. She wants to drive the paint and does. Shots blocked. And once again, Coach Burrows is not happy. He doesn't get a call on that one. All the way, Kristanaki going the other way, and she's got it. Brenda Freeze up off the bench, applauding her that time. It must have been what Brenda wanted to do with the ball. 104-42, 4:56.
Most points surrendered all year by the Eagles.
A fine Maryland team, that's for sure. Beverly has it on the right. No doubt she wants to work it inside, but can't get there. Gives it to Smith. Lucas will fire up another three, and this one's no good. And almost a second chance there. Coppin is going to get a second chance as Lucas runs it down. Now Lucas looking left. She has Smith in the corner. Gives it to her in the front of the perimeter. Ball moving around the perimeter to Crooms. Now Crooms is wide open right there on the left. Air ball. She was wide open. Said that was, you saw a block on that?
Deflected. Last touch by Maryland out of bounds. I believe the shot clock was at 11 and the timeout on the floor at 4:19. Well, take us to a timeout?
Yeah, we'll take us to a timeout. Maryland 104, Coppin State 42. You're listening to the Coppin State Sports Network.
Save the date, January 6th, as Coppin State women's basketball begins MEAC play as they host Savannah State at 2 right here in the PEC.
Still looking for that MEAC score, Texas State and Bethune-Cookman, but no score in as yet. Inbound Beverly. Beverly to Smith. Smith to Crooms. Crooms on the left gives it to Lucas. She's double teamed, puts it up anyway. We're going to get a foul. She'll draw the foul this time. This will be on Ellison. Ellison picks up her second. It will send Lucas to the line. She'll shoot two.
Then, as we have a moment, the 42 points now make it 43 points. Put Coppin State in pretty solid company here going forward against Maryland. Kennesaw State was held to 35 points earlier this year by Maryland, so not the fewest points allowed by the Terps this year.
Good defensive team the Terps are indeed. 104-44, 4:08. And Coach Burrows says never quit. Never, ever, ever quit. And to his credit, he's coaching just as hard as he did in the first minute. Frazier now gives it off to Ellison. Back to Frazier. Frazier, Kristanaki. Kristinaki drives the left. She looks to take a shot, doesn't do it, gets it to Small. Small will shoot a 10-footer. It's good. Small took 2 steps around the Coppin State defender and fired one up that went right in. 106-44, 3:38 now. Lucas gets through 2 defenders somehow from Maryland, fires about a 10-footer, can't make it. She kind of slid her way through there and took a sidestep, and it's a nice offensive play, but just didn't go. Maryland the other way, Small on the right. Back to Ellison, to Kristinaki. Kristinaki looking for inside. They're trying to get it inside to Ellison, I believe, is what they want to do. They leave Kristinaki open on the left. The Coppin defense collapsed to the center, and she got a 2-pointer out of that one, 109-44. Crooms. Lucas looking for the shot, drives the center. Here we go again. Up and no good. Just bounced off. And Genesis picks up at the foul. We'll send her back to the free throw line. You know, Todd, when you're driving that lane on Maryland, you're going to be in for some heavy lifting through there.
Oh, without question. And as they go forward into their Big Ten schedule, their next opponent is Illinois on the 28th of December before going to the Bryce Jordan Center at Penn State the day after Coppin State plays at Penn State. Should be a doozy.
Genesis hits her first free throw. She'll back, second shot, good. 109-46, only 2:54 left. Long day for the Eagles, but play hard on going out. Myers, Small, back to Myers. They're not afraid to sling that ball across the court. Frazier has it at the top of the key. Myers to the right, Small to the left. Passes over to Small inside the Frazier. Kicks it back out. Myers takes, it would be
3 seconds in the lane.
3 seconds in the lane. 3-second violation. You don't see many 3-second violations called anymore.
It's the first one today. Comes with 2.5 to go.
I think that's the first one I've seen in about doing 4 basketball in my last 4 games. Nevertheless, Genesis Lucas gives it off to Davidson, who's re-entered the game, to Smith. And they do the shuffle at the perimeter. Lucas gets through it, though, puts it up off the glass, no good. That was a good shot that time. Just didn't go. Here's Myers, all the way, lays it in. She had Davidson in front of her, but managed to sky over her a little bit to throw it in there. 111-46, 2 minutes even to go. Here's Lucas, Chance Graham from the right side, good. Nice shot by Chance. And Coach Burrows wants timeout. There's timeout on the floor. The score, Maryland 111, Coppin State 49. This is the Coppin State Sports Network. Announcing your score of Maryland 111, Coppin State 49, only a minute 54, and Myers has it inbound. Full pressure court by Coppin State. Frazier has it, drives around the center of the paint, shovels it out to Kristinaki, and she throws it out of bounds. She tried to save a bad pass from Frazier, but chased it out of bounds, and Coppin State, here they come, minute 42 left. Bradford gives it off to Davidson. Smith, it bounced off the toe, I believe, of Bradford, and Small's running the other way with it. She's going to go all the way, put it off the glass, and she's fouled. Trying to pick that up on who that was on. Well, we'll get that for you. I think it was on Alexis Taylor, I think. Small's at the line. She'll get another shot. Get the first. The second's on the way. It bounces in there. Maryland 113, Coppin 49. A minute 24 left. You hear Coach saying, who's in the middle? They don't want to get on that trap again. Bounced inside to Pickett. That last foul was on Pickett, by the way. Here's Smith around Small. Tries to angle it up, throws it over the top with an air ball, and they tie up. Maryland have possession. A little over a minute, 113-49. We'll hear from Coach Burrows after the game. I'm sure he'll have a lot to say. Myers over the timeline. Gets it to Kristanaki. Kristanaki's played one whale of a game today. Small out front, to the left to Myers. Myers looking inside to Frazier. Doesn't go there, but yet gives it back to Small on the right. Now back to Frazier in the center. Underneath. All the way. Small drives the lane and no good. Maryland player is on the floor. Yeah, this one's on Pickett again. Second team foul of the quarter. Ellison will go to the line. She'll shoot two.
Lone player in the Maryland lineup, Dan, to not score in this game.
Ellison? Well, she's got one more shot at it. Can she do it? Up there, no good. Another foul. Let's see who this one's on. 25 again. They call it on Pickett.
Yeah, she undercut Frazier going for that rebound.
So with only 40.7 seconds left, Maryland will inbound. Kristanaki back out to Myers. Myers, shovel, nice pass. Shovel pass to Small on the left. Myers gets it to Kristanaki. He'll shoot a three. This one doesn't go. And the ball bounces out of bounds. To Coppin State. 28.3 seconds left. Eagles bring it up. Bradford looking to get the lane. Underneath, the ball goes out of bounds, and I believe this one's going to go back to Maryland.
It's staying. The far side official just came in late and said deflected. Last touch by Maryland.
That's a good call. We like those kind of calls. Here's Pickett all the way out. The ball's taken away by Small. And Maryland's on the run with 14 seconds left. They ought to play this one out, though. I believe they'll probably hold this one out. Fans up on the Maryland side, applauding the Terrapins for a job well done today. 3, 2, 1. This one's in the books, Todd. Final score, Maryland 113 and Coppin State 49. Comments, sir?
If my math is right, Coppin outscored Maryland 20-18 in the fourth quarter. Now that's a positive.
That's a win. That's a win. And we said build up, have a good execute, and learn from it, advance yourself, and then the fourth quarter was a good quarter for them.
And now they can carry that into the end of the year and then in the new year when they go on the road to Norfolk State on the 3rd of January before coming home to host Savannah State on the 6th. And with that, Coach Burrows will once again join us here courtside momentarily. I think they're working on the home and home for next year after the 14th meeting all time. Maryland winning the last 13 consecutive. With that, Coach Burrows joins us once again here courtside. So we heard what you said going from the third quarter to the fourth quarter. Never quit, never give up.
Right.
And you outscored Maryland by 2 in that fourth quarter.
Well, it's just a matter of, like I said, we need to take care of basketball, and I don't think we did a really good job today. We probably had close to 28, 29 turnovers. But going to the fourth quarter, we can't quit. We work hard in practice every day not to quit. And we come in here today, and for like in the third quarter, look like we just gave up. And that's not something that we talk about. Like we talk about playing for 40 minutes, and I wanted to make sure we came out in the fourth quarter and we played for 40 minutes.
So 3 teams on your schedule in the top 20 that you've played in non-conference You knock off Mount St. Mary's on this floor to get the one non-conference win. Now you can take the breath. Finals are over. Holidays are right around the corner. January 3rd. Can't get here quick enough for the MEAC play in Norfolk State.
Yeah, well, we need to rest our bodies. You know, we have a bunch of injuries. Had another injury today. I think doctor says she has a broken nose, so that's not looking too bright for us at this point. So just my bench has to step up and play. You know, they get the opportunity, and this is their time to step up and see what they have.
Certainly appreciate the time as always, Coach. Thanks for the visit today, and happy holidays.
Same to you. Thank you.
There it is, head coach Dwayne Burrows here on the Coppin State Sports Network. We'll send that out for a timeout, Dan and I'll come back and wrap everything up here courtside from the PEC on the Coppin State Sports Network.